Hi, I'm Leanne Lee, your diva of DIY, and today I'm going to teach you how to take a non-traditional spin to a traditional fall wreath. We are going to start our base with a photo frame. This is an unfinished wooden photo frame from Michael's Craft Store. When you look at it initially, I know you're not thinking wreath, but when you see the finished product, you are going to love it. So I started with staining my frame, and I used a stain seal combo from Cabot in an espresso color. I used just a sponge applicator, dipped it right in, and then wiped it all the way across my frame. And I love the way it turned out. It's got kind of a weathered wood look, which is exactly what I wanted for the backdrop of my frame. Okay, so from here it's just a matter of building, and we're going to use our glue gun and then whatever types of fall flowers you like. I always start with the filler first. This is going to be the background for your wreath. So I'm going to start with some baby's breath, and I love this baby's breath because it's kind of vintage looking anyway, which is exactly what I want for the look of this frame. So I am just going to apply a little bit of glue on the back drop of the right side of my frame. Now you can pick whichever side you want, but the way my house faces and the way my door is, I like mine to be on the right side. That would be the right side if you're facing it. Okay, so here I've got first layer on. I just want to show that to you. I'm actually going to flip it around this way, and I'll work backwards so that you can see it. But here's just the baby's breath that I put on there. Then I'm taking a stack of cattails. The cattails just really add another layer and dimension. And so I'm just going to start piecing those in and attaching them to this glue. And there's really no right or wrong answer, and the thing is, you can always place, pull one out or put another one in as you start to finish it. Okay, so now you see what we've got going here. We've got now, this is our backdrop here for our beautiful fall leaves that we're going to use. So I found this at Michael's as well. This is a faux wheat. It's plastic, but I felt like when it's in my arrangement, it actually looks pretty good. I'm not a huge fake flower fan. I typically like the dried better, but I saw this and I thought it looked really good. So I'm covering it with some glue, and then I'm just gonna place it right here on my frame. So I just want you to see as I go what we've got building here. Now I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to turn it around for a second because I'm good, but I'm not that good. So I've got to see what I'm doing. But the thing that makes wreath making easy is when you can find these picks that have some berries and some pumpkins and some leaves, because that takes all the guesswork out of what goes together. So I picked up two of these for this, and they don't match. One has an orange pumpkin, one and some sparkles, and one has a white pumpkin. And I'm going to place these in here as well. And I'm just looking around here to see how I'm going to do this. And I think before I do this, I'm going to add one more piece of this wheat because I want to make sure that I have it full enough that I really get that impact that I want. So if you find that you're wanting to put it in a place that is going to have the stem exposed, you need to trim that off with your wire cutters. So I'm going to take these wire cutters here, and I am just going to cut this piece off because I can't have it in my area here. So once you get it loosened up, you'll see they're just all combined together, and we can pull this right off. All right, it's being a little stubborn, but I promise if it's between you and the stem, you will eventually win. All right. I think my wire cutters have about had it. All right, so now I'm going to take a little bit more glue, and I'm going to attach this to the other side. All right, so I want to show you what I did here. So I kind of made this around the circumference. I've got this piece here, I've got the wheat, and then I took wheat in another color and put it right there. Now I'm going to attach my picks. I'm just going to bend that one over. I'm going to apply some glue. All right, there's one. I've got this other pretty sparkly one here. I bent it over as well, and I'm going to lay it right kind of over and around my wheat. This other wheat piece that I just put in there. Okay. All right, you've got to make sure you're attached. You can never use too much glue. That's my philosophy. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. I want to make sure that it is nice and held down. Okay, so now I still have a few pieces here. I've got some pine cones, I've got some other sparkly picks, and this is where you just start filling it in. Because all we're doing at this point, we've got everything we want, except for we just want to fill in these gaps that we have here. So I'm going to start filling in. I love this pear, so I'm going to just play with this a second and see where I want to put my pear, twisting these around. Let's see here. All right, I've got the pumpkin, I've got that gourd there. I think I'm going to take, yeah, this is what I want. I'm taking my sparkly beads. And we're going to put some glue right here, and we're going to shoot straight up the middle. Don't worry about seeing these extra stems, because that's what I have my pine cones for. They're going to hide all of my creation, my underneath creation here. I'm going to put a little pumpkin here. It's going to go right there. I'm going to grab one more glue stick. Got another glue stick. I'm going to go one more. You know, I may not use that little guy. I'm going to start putting some pine cones in. I love pine cones. I think they just add such an earthy element to it. I also like these little grapevine balls. So I'm going to try to see here how I want. I think I'm going to go pine cone. Cone right there, and I'm thinking I'm going to do a ball right here, and then I think I'm calling it good. I think you're going to love it. It looks a little different than my other one, but every one I do is a work of art. All of them are different. That's just like nature. No two leaves are the same. No two arrangements are the same. Oh, I see one more place where I have got to put something, or you guys are going to be calling me out on finding these little stems places. I'm going to put, we're going to cut this stem, or I'm going to bend, let's see if I can just bend it. And oh, that's going to be perfect. I'm going to tuck it in here. This one may look better than the other one I just did. All right. All right, are you ready for this? Close your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Seriously, look how beautiful that is. We have made 2 separate arrangements. I used essentially the same exact materials, just done a little differently. These are done with wooden frames. Forget about the wire wreath holders. We're not making burlap wreaths anymore. We're making these frames. If you love this, you will love all of the projects I have at divaofdiy.com. You can find a supply list for these projects there, as well as all kinds of fall and Halloween projects. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.